Alright, so a superhero movie, but in space. The lead guy who was abducted by aliens as a kid and now dances through ancient ruins with his Walkman teams up with a green assassin, a talking raccoon, and a giant tree who can only say 3 words, and a guy who doesn't understand sarcasm. Oh, and of course, they're saving the galaxy by holding hands. That sounds insane, because it is. Somehow Guardians of the Galaxy, it doesn't just work, it slaps. It's hilarious, it's loud, it's heartfelt, and probably the riskiest swing the MCU ever took. And it connects like Quill's dance moves on Xandar. So let's break down why this film is still one of Marvel's greatest hits and why I've rated it 4.5 stars out of 5. So before Guardians, Marvel had built up the Avengers. We had Cap, Iron Man, Thor, all A-list, all Earth-based. And then suddenly, Cosmic Corner unlocked. Most people had never heard of Star-Lord or Rocket Raccoon. Even hardcore fans were sceptical. But Marvel trusted Mr. Gunn, a director best known for Slither and dark comedies, to take the D-list comic characters and turn them into box office gold. This wasn't just a movie, it was a real pivot, a leap into weirdness, and it paid off massively. The film grossed over $700 million worldwide, and it became pop culture and a phenomenon overnight. I remember going to the cinema thinking, what's this going to be about? Just blown away, absolutely blown away. Let's start with the real power of this film. It's the characters, and this is what Marvel needs to concentrate on more going forward. We've got Peter Quill, Star-Lord. Chris Pratt, he sheds his goofy Parks and Rec skin and becomes a legit action star. He's a thief, he's a jokester, a wannabe legend, but also a scared kid who never got to say goodbye to his mum. His emotional anchor is what makes this whole movie work. We've got Gamora, played by now Oscar winner Zoe Saldana. She brings gravity to the story. She's the daughter of Thanos. She's trained to kill and carrying more guilt than anyone else in the room. She's the glue that holds the team's moral compass in place. Next up, we've got Drax. Dave Bautista, the animal. He surprised everyone. Drax could have been a dull brute, but his literal interpretation of language, this is genius. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it. These are legendary moments. We've then got Rocket, a talking raccoon voiced by Bradley Cooper. And this shouldn't bring that emotion, but yet here we are. Rocket is broken, bitter, sarcastic, but underneath it all, he just wants to matter. And Guardians 3, wow. We've got Groot, we've got Vin Diesel, who says one line the entire movie, but through that inflection, animation and context, he gives one of the most emotional performances in the MCU. When he says, "We are Groot," that's not just character development, it's a gut punch. These aren't just characters, they're people, they're lost, they're traumatised, dangerous. And that's why we love them, because we see ourselves in them. They are relatable, and we don't often get that. James Gunn brings an insane amount of style. The visuals are psychedelic, the editing is slick, and the whole movie is dripping with colour. Literally, it's Star Wars meets Flash Gordon at a rave. It's very vibrant, very lively. Now, the film balances humour and heart so well, it almost works too well. 1 minute we're laughing at Rocket stealing someone's prosthetic leg for a joke. Up next we're tearing up as Groot sacrifices himself for his newfound team and his newfound friends. The universe building here is exceptional. It doesn't feel rushed. Nowhere, The Kiln, Xandar, they all feel lived in and visually distinct. Even the Milano, it feels like a character. And Gunn doesn't just direct this film, he curates it. This film's got a vibe and it never lets go. Now we have to talk about the soundtrack. Awesome Mix Volume 1, it's not just a playlist. It's a narrative device. Every track links to Peter's past, his identity, his trauma, and of course his hope. Come and Get Your Love, Hooked on a Feeling, Cherry Bomb, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. The list goes on, and each song matters. They're not just needle drops, they're emotional anchors. The music gives this film its soul. You know, it's a mixtape from a dying mum that ends up saving the galaxy. It's madness. And this movie made Ooga Chaka cool again. And that alone deserves the credit that this film gets. Now, at its core, Guardians is about found family. These characters, they don't belong anywhere. Not in the Nova Corps, not in Thanos' army, not in polite society. But the only place they ever should have been was together, and they become something real. They don't win because they're the strongest. They win because they care about each other. And that final scene where they all hold the Infinity Stone together, yes, it's cheesy, but it's beautiful, and it works. Even the villain, you know, Ronan the Accuser, it gets a memorable send-off. You know, what are you doing? It's a dance-off, bro. Only this movie could turn a dance battle into a galaxy-saving destruction. This movie is lightning in a bottle. It's a weird, wild gamble that turned into one of Marvel's most iconic properties. And it gave us potentially the best MCU trilogy. The villain, yeah, he's a bit bland, and some of the plot beats are familiar, but the emotion, the humour, and the visuals and characters, and of course that soundtrack, it all blends into something unforgettable. This is Marvel at its most creative. A studio taking risks and really trusting its audience to get on board and enjoy it, which we've lost as a fan base. Just get on board and enjoy these things. For me, this one gets a massive 4 out of 5. It's nearly perfect, and honestly, it might be one of my favourite MCU films to rewatch. If I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling blue, poorly, whatever it may be, this is one of the first ones that I'll go to put on, because you know you're going to get laughter, you know you're going to get heart, and it's just it just gives you what you need. So what did you think? Is this in your top 5? Are you Team Rocket? Are you Team Drax? Do you think Drax deserves his own comedy spin-off? Let me know in the comments. Smash that like button, get involved, subscribe to the channel, subscribe for more MCU deep dives, and don't forget, of course, we are Gedgehammer Reviews, and we are Groot. However, as always, guys, you know what it is by now. Keep on smashing, have an amazing day, and I will see you guys on the next one.